Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be looking at the ThinkScan 662 diagnostic tool. And this is going to be for weekend warriors, DIYers, home use. I mean, I guess you could probably use it in the professional field if you're just getting into it, very minimal stuff. It's still very capable, but in the automotive field, if you're doing diagnosis, you're going to need something that is capable of a little bit more, which ThinkScan or ThinkCar does have larger, more professional scan tools. ThinkScan is a very popular brand, very well known for their OBD2 Bluetooth adapter that you use your phone with, but they do have tons of different scan tools. And if you guys saw my review of the ThinkCar scan tool, that is actually made by ThinkCar and sold through ThinkCar. ThinkCar has a lot of great options as well, so if you're considering one, you may look at the other, just find the best pricing. Where ThinkCar is like a blue and black, maybe you prefer the tan and black color, you can get both options. The overall layout and operation of the devices are going to be the same. Different background images, same exact layout, so if you guys saw that video, you guys are going to recognize the operation of this scan tool. This 662, while primarily for weekend warriors, DIYers, is still a very capable scan tool. So here's the device itself. You're also going to receive your charging cable, which I have so many USB-C charging cables now, it's ridiculous. But then you also get your OBD2 cable, and it doesn't come in like a semi-rigid case or anything like that. It's just kind of a form-filled box. Here you can see the power button where you attach your OBD2 cable. Over here we have a little flap for the charging port, as well as the expandable SD card slot, rubberized. There you can just see the back. So go ahead and power it on. I don't know if I just have it asleep or not. Nope. So press and hold. The button is very clicky as well. Same thing with all the buttons here, and they are rubberized. Feels really nice. You can use the buttons on the side. You can also use the touch screen as well. So you guys can easily see the screen. When you first turn it on, this is what you're going to see. If you saw the ThinkCar video, you're going to recognize this. Everything under diagnose. Here you can press down and then you can scroll through them with kind of the D-pad, or you can click through them, or you can use the touch screen and move through them. The maintenance tab, upgrade, and then same thing when you go to this 3-bar over here. It's going to basically pull up the same thing that's already on your screen, just laid out differently. And then you have online services, which is what this is as well, which you can kind of drag around. So if you need assistance, that's there. But under the diagnose, you have auto search, which is going to auto ID the VIN and information. Then you have your diagnose. Then you have OBD, read fault codes, clear fault codes, freeze frame data, all that. Then you got history. Here is the report tab, so any reports that you saved from vehicles that you worked on, which is kind of funny because this device is more geared towards weekend warriors, DIYers, which you probably don't really need reports. You can print them out, you can send them because this is connected to Wi-Fi, because you have this little drop-down menu. You can screen record, lock the screen, clip, connect to Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. Under this tab, feedback, if you encounter any problems. And then the $Fix community, which is kind of their platform for online communities, sharing knowledge, diagnostic kind of repairs and how-tos, common problems, things like that. Under the maintenance tab, you have the different services. So you have ABS bleeding, airbag reset, battery matching, brake pad reset, DPF, electronic throttle adaptation, gearbox learning, anti-theft key matching, injector coating, oil reset, steering angle reset, and TPMS reset. So still a decent selection of services that you can perform with this scan tool. Get that out of the way. But if you click this over here, it's going to, you get this layout instead of the kind of side scroll display. You get this so you can easily see, and then you can sort them as well. So if your oil reset is going to be, you know, probably your most common service that you use, then maybe TPMS reset, brake pad reset is probably another really popular one. Also, you know, if you have like a BMW or something that requires battery matching, that may be something common for you. So you can kind of sort them and then click OK, and it saves their location. And then if you just hit the back arrow, going to upgrade, ThinkScan does it right, make it extremely easy. When you first get the device, you just go to each one of these tabs here, all three. You click enter, you're going to basically get a list of everything that you can update. And as soon as you're connected to Wi-Fi, it'll, you know, show the download over there. You can literally, they're already all selected. You can go through and unselect things if, you know, you're not going to be working on that, and then it'll save you space. But this does have a good internal storage, like unlike my launch one, which is very limited on internal space. Oh shoot, we actually have some that we can download, and you would literally just click upgrade, and now it downloads anything that needs to be updated, and it's lifetime free updates. So it's fast, easy, doesn't require you to make an account and log in and jump through hoops or connect it to the computer in order to update. They make it extremely easy to update with this device, or all of their devices actually. And then here, it's the maintenance tab, but if you go back, this is just the maintenance tab, so it's weird that you can just access both the vehicle software and the maintenance from inside of the maintenance. Those are all updated now. And then over here you have application software. So these are going to be the apps actually built into this device if they need to be updated. So you got your ThinkScan and the $Fix community, and then underneath other you have ThinkGuard and screen recorder. I just haven't updated the $Fix community. It's probably not something that I'm going to use a whole lot, but it is there for those that do want to use it. And then underneath more, you have your settings, online services, user manual, and I actually just did a ThinkScan update, and it did add some things to these menus. Fault code library, coverage list, gadgets. So this is where you'll find Chrome. So if you need to access the internet, then you got remote assistance, and then this just once again changes the way you look at the menu. So you got like 3 different ways to look at the menus, and very easy to use, very user friendly. Going into settings, you can put your you can connect to the Wi-Fi, put your email in, all of that, create your user information for the different programs. Screen brightness, time zone, language, metric, 24-hour customer service center. Firmware fix is if you're having any problems, clear data, restore factory settings, remote assistance, cast screen. It does have 32 gigabytes of internal storage. Right now I'm at 14 gigs on that 32, and then you also have expandable over here. But that is just a quick look at the ThinkScan 662 layout. We'll go ahead and connect it to the vehicle and see kind of what we're able to access and all of that. So we're just going to go ahead and connect to the OBD2 port. So we'll just go over to diagnose and do the auto search. So I'd say that took, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to get into it. Ignition is on. So there you can see the vehicle information, VIN, model, make, all that good stuff. Health report. Intake airflow performance. DTC cleared. And this is from when they had to replace my upper radiator hose O-ring that was leaking. They had to disconnect everything, which set off the code. You can do a Google search here. Go back. And everything else is normal. You can clear the DTCs. You can rescan. You can also do a report. So this is the pre-scan before any repair was done. You can put in the mileage, all that good information. Click OK. You can put in your shop and info all that, so it'll put it on the report. And then here you can actually see it's created, and then it would show the engine fault code, intake airflow system performance, and then all of the other modules that it checked and cleared. You can either share it via Bluetooth or email, and you can create a PDF file of it. And then system selection. You can go into each individual module, read the DTCs. There you can see the information on the code that we had. Last test passed. Here you can go in and you can look at live data, and you can, graph different ones. Camshaft, crank, cruise control. I mean, there's a lot that you can look at here, all the different sensors, even the hood switch, engine speed, fuel, turbocharger wastegate position sensor. I mean, there's a lot that you can look at here. Short-term fuel trim, long-term, and that's just the engine. You got the transmission, camshaft, charge air boost data, cruise control, power takeoff, traction control, electrical and theft. I mean, there's a lot. Fuel injector data, fuel trim, ignition data, induction, instrument cluster, misfire, actuation tests. You got the AC compressor, clutch relay, camshaft. I'm not going to read all that. You guys can look at it. Just some of the different actuation tests that you can perform. And that was just under the ECM. Like, we could go into the brake system control module. We can do activation tests there. Brake hydraulics test, deactivate brake booster system, rear parking brake service position, activate rear park brake service position. So if you're doing the rear brakes, you can activate and deactivate that. Trailer brake duty cycle. But actually, let's go in and look at some live data. We'll have to start the vehicle. And you can select whatever you want to see. So look at battery, control module voltage, fuel cutoff, engine control, ignition supply voltage, engine load, and then you just press OK. And then since the engine is off, you're only going to see so much, but we'll go ahead. Now you can see the engine load percentage go up, the voltage changing, and then you can actually see the graph for each one as well. So battery voltage, the engine load, and then like if you wanted to add all of them, now you can see everything overlapping, and it breaks it down below. So that's just a look at the ThinkCar ThinkScan 662. And honestly, for a weekend wear DIYer, this is going to be plenty good for most people. Even those getting into the professional field, it's still quite capable. It's not going to be a full-blown scan tool, but there is still a decent amount of services and operations that you can use this for. So especially for the price, it's a fantastic deal. Scan tools like this used to be much more expensive and not as user-friendly. Expensive updates, hard to do updates. I mean, they've done it right. They make updating very easy, very fast. Operation is extremely easy, and just playing with it for a little bit, you'll learn it really quickly. So that's a look at the ThinkCar scan tool. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a comment down below. Obviously, scan tools can do a lot. You can look at a lot. We can't go over everything. We could make a video on a smaller scan tool like this, and it could be extremely long. When you get into ThinkCar's bigger scan tools, more professional grade, there's so much you can look at and do with them. It will take multiple videos to create, everything, to know everything about the scan tool. But that's a look. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up. I'll have it linked down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. And that, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.